And we are live. Welcome to the McCaffrey Crafts podcast. I'm Francis McCaffrey, your host and leader of McCaffrey Crafts Limited. And for the next hour or thereabouts, I make myself available to you guys in the community to answer any questions you have. And you can ask me anything. We can talk about sticks, about stick making, or about anything that you guys want. And as always, you guys decide on what we end up talking about. So I will give you guys usually an update of the week, of what I've been working on and what things I'm coming on as well. I have a very nice stick here on display. They shouldn't last too long on my side. And this is the weekend where a lot of people buy their Christmas gifts because they finally got their November paycheck. So if you are looking to buy my sticks, go to McCaffreyCrafts.com. A blackthorn walking stick is a fantastic gift to anyone who is connected to Ireland, as Irish culture, is looking to get and own a piece of Ireland. Like a blackthorn walking stick literally grew out of Irish soil, made by Irish hands. You cannot get a more authentic product than an Irish blackthorn. So I'll be looking for your orders. I want to see loads of orders this weekend. I'm in full sales mode. I'm selling these sticks, selling the craft. That's what I've been doing this weekend. So I'll probably be blasting out a load of videos and a load of content this weekend because it's usually a good one for sales. And last night was pretty good, good 40 orders. And I've already got like about 20 orders today so far. So all the signs are pretty good. That it's really good that Irish crafts are making this kind of revival and that a lot of people are beginning to talk about them. Like I'm seeing there's a bunch of guys now making videos about Irish shillelaghs and Irish culture and Irish stick fighting and all these different things. And it's really benefiting me as a heritage stick maker, an Irish heritage craft maker, because the more people that talk about Irish heritage crafts such as stick making, and like the thing about crafts and about stick making is that you you really need to keep these traditions alive, and they take a bit of time to to put out there because a lot of people are very dismissive. Or another thing too is that there's a load of guys that will be very negative when you decide to showcase. Like I'll give you an example. There's this blacksmith guy that I follow on Instagram, young lad, and he's been blacksmithing for a year. And like he's an English guy, he's coming over to Ireland and he's bought himself a forge. And it looks pretty cool. He's done his forge up and he's good at he's good at like making stuff in the forge. But like, a lot of these older guys in the community are slating him, saying he's doing this wrong, he's doing that wrong, he's making this mistake, he's making that mistake. But like, that's how you learn, and that your peers within a community should be a bit more supportive and rather than coming down harsh as well. So as an elder in the community, I'm usually quite encouraging to younger guys who are getting into it, but sometimes younger guys don't want my advice, which happens like about 99 times out of 100, but it's all good. So welcome, guys. I think we have 20 eyes in us now. And I'm going to leave this live stream up. So over the whole weekend, like about, a few thousand people watch this. So like maybe about 20 people, 20, 30 people joined the live. And then over the weekend, a few thousand people kind of see it because I leave it up on all my social media. Let's see, Joe Grande. Are you the lad from Las Vegas, Joe? Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas, I think it is. And Mary Miles from Wyoming. Look at me. I know my community. I know my community well. I know you guys are as well. So this is a 39 and a half, or sorry, 39 and three quarters. I think it's like 900 grams. It's a good inch and an eighth, like thick throughout it as well. And what's unique about this is you can see the handle is just fantastic. It's a naturally current handle. Very good heavy type of piece as well. And so Joe's not from Vegas. Where are you from again, Joe? I'm not sure. I couldn't remember. I just took a wild guess with Vegas because I thought it was funny to say. It's like we're looking for a place. I'll just say, yeah, you're from Vegas. Paul Carter. Good day, Francis, and good day, Mary, as well. Good day, Paul. How are things with you? Massachusetts, very good, very good. Massachusetts is teeming with people with Irish connections as well, especially in the Boston area. I think it's considered the most Irish part of the USA, isn't it? So like you got to look at all the trade routes. So like where are the most Irish places in America? Okay, Boston, Chicago has a bit, New York. So like where do you guys like as Americans who's watching the stream right now, like when I say look, where are the Irish parts of the USA? Like what where would you associate with Ireland within your country? Not just the Irish bars. There's a lot of Irish bars there as well. Mary says hi, Paul. How are you as well? I'll give you a look in a while, guys, of my sticks. So in the past week, I've been uploading a lot of walking sticks because usually walking sticks sell quite well. I've just finished now the small short shillelagh. So on Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to be putting up quite a lot of them. I have about let's see, one, two, three. I made 4 hiking sticks out of holly, and I've 1 blackthorn hiking sticks. So that's 5 because I just don't have the time to be doing a lot of the hiking sticks. And yeah, you guys want more hiking sticks, so I suppose I have to try to focus on that as well. Um, Mary, are you full of turkey as well? Very good. Joe goes sauce. Yeah, Saudi, the South Boston. What's your man's name? The gangster lad from there in the movie Black Mass. Wasn't he from Saudi? The gangster lad, Bulger or Bulge? What's his name? Bulger, I think it was. Isn't there like a famous gangster from Saudi? I think his name is Bulger. I can't remember. You'll probably remind me in a second, Joe, as well. But Saudi, that's supposed to be a rough spot with you all fighting. See me doing my shillelagh shuffles on a few of the short videos during the week. I actually made about like 10 of them of me like pretending to like I picked it up and I was like, oh. Ray Bulger, yeah, that's the lad. Yeah, exactly. Whitey Bulger, wasn't it? Or he had a nickname, wasn't it? Whitey or something? I can't remember. I just remember like his hair is like back like this. Um, they made the movie Black Mass about him as well. So I have a bunch of these Irish heritage products, these fantastic sticks. So these are fantastic, and you can use a stick for whatever you want. It's like owning a piece of Ireland. Like when you buy one of these sticks, nice little strap. What's the strap for? What's like I get asked the most weirdest questions. Like, okay, when you see a strap here, what's that used for? Your foot? No, like it's obviously for your hand. You know, you hold it. It's right there on your hand. You see, so you don't lose grip when you're, when you're just playing away with your stick. Actually, be good for air guitar too, wouldn't it? You know, have a wait. I'll move this camera so you can see. Do a little like there you go, a little air guitar. But anyway, that's me just being a bit silly as well. A friend brought over a plate, so I didn't overdo. Was just right. Oh yeah, you guys had the Thanksgiving there yesterday. Not really a big kind of thing other outside of America. But yeah, you guys have a pretty big holiday because Thanksgiving and followed by Christmas as well. In Canada, Newfoundland is very Irish as well. Yes, the Newfies, they have that kind of accent as well. Yeah, you would associate Newfoundland with that as well. Yeah, Whitey Bulge, that's the lad. He died in prison a few years ago. He was killed, wasn't he? I remember someone killed him in prison because I remember the news story. So yeah, like you know, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword, they say. Not too many gangsters around here. There actually are a few like local gangsters, landlord type of guys, but are trying to do like always the local gangsters around here, the guys that do kind of weird land deals and stuff like that. Great movie as well. Yeah, Johnny Depp's a good actor, and it was good when he fought that Amber Heard thing as well. Like see. Good evening, Francis from North London. Hey Sam, how are things? North London. I don't like what's in North London. I'm trying to think of something. Isn't like Stansted up in North London kind of area. Hey Andy, doesn't Print Edward Ireland have a lot of Ireland? PEI, yes. I actually lived with a guy, an artist called Nathaniel Natalian Murray, I think his name was. I can't remember. From Prince Edward Island when I was living in Korea for a few years, and he was a wild man. He's a wild, 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 wild man. Stories about him I cannot. They're not even cannot be said online. Gregory says, "Hi mate, I've already got my great knob hiking stick for Christmas. Absolutely love it. Yeah, I got some nice hiking sticks too. I can show you guys. Um, I have these sticks over here. Uh, so like, these are a few hiking sticks. They're like holly hikings. So this one is a nice little hiking stick. Well, not little, about an inch diameter. So I haven't put these online yet. So here's another type of nice hiking stick. What's that? They're about like 54 inches, something like that. So that's a good holly one as well. So I have these kind of just finished that I have to put up because I didn't put enough holly or get enough time. I'm always running out of time. Here's a nice one as well. That's about probably, not sure what height that is, maybe about 48 or something like that. So I have this nice holly hiking stick. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Another holly hiking stick, and then I have this blackthorn one too. I have one more hiking stick. Yeah, but I've just been busy because like the walking sticks. Here we give you guys a look at this. There's a blackthorn one. I still have to finish a few bits and pieces on it. I missed a bit of spot here when I was painting it, so I have to go and do it as well. So here you have a nice hiking stick, you know, and if you're walking in the forest in America and a big grizzly bear starts running at you and you have one of these sticks, all I can say is you're doomed. The stick won't help you much against the big bear, but go away, bear, go away. um, yeah. So here's this stick just from a few different angles. You guys can kind of see it as well. It's a nice one. It's a nice stick. What height is it? It's about maybe 54 inches as well. So I have these, which maybe tonight or maybe tomorrow I'll get time to put these on. So I'll be putting these on shortly. So I'm giving you guys who are joining this a little peek at that. But yeah, so I plan to probably put about maybe 10 more walking sticks up. I have about 20 small shillelaghs. I have those 4 or 5 holly staffs. And that's probably what I'll be going to put up tomorrow. And then like for this whole weekend I'll be packing. It's hard to like make sticks any new other than that when you're packing. I'm not sure about PEI, but I guess at the British folks as well. No, MPI they do have a lot of Irish there. Um, Linwood versus root ball, which is better for fighting stick? There's no better one. Like it depends on how good you are. Like there's no. It's a stick is a stick is a stick, and if you're fighting with it, if you're a big strong guy, the thing about the stick fighting is all the most successful and really well-known stick fighters were big lads, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". That's were big and strong. So the biggest, strongest guys who'd win in a normal fist fight, give them a stick and they win with that too. Let's see. Wow, when is the blackthorn going up? You think that one? Maybe after the stream. Uh, Depends how long the stream is and how I feel. Because I literally have so much packing. Like I've got probably like 15 hours of just solid packing. And I know, like you say, I should hire someone and stuff, but like I only need it like for 2 or 3 weeks where the orders are a lot. So I will be doing the packing myself. I decided not to annoy my mom or dad. I said, look, I'll do it. So I'll stay up till 3 and 4 a.m., do a bunch of packing, and then I can answer a lot of the customer service questions again. Let's see. I say my guess is the root ball blackthorn is the better fighting stick. Blackthorn is always considered the best. It is highly sought after. It's like one of the most revered walking sticks in the world and will always be. Can you show off the first staff again? The first staff. Uh, was one of these guys. Wait. Ugh. Do you mean one of the holly ones? And now look here. Here are them all close up. Look, one, two, three, four. So here you can kind of see them a bit kind of close up as well. They're all pretty cool, actually. I actually have a lot of wood, holly wood that I can make staffs with. So probably over the Christmas New Year, I'll put a lot of holly on. Usually, like the walking staff sell best in like March, April, May, and springtime. But you guys this year have been buying them like crazy. Like it was. You guys surprise me every year. So look, here are, if you can see them again there, Roberto. Um, they're the staffs, just showing you again. I'll put these up later today if I get time. If not, tomorrow morning I'll get them up. Because like that's what I do. But like I have loads of good sticks, guys. I've been like uploading them like crazy, man. I've got so many good sticks up. Okay, I wasn't sure, Andy. Beautiful, says Gregory. Thank you. Would the Hawthorne stick be as good as Blackthorn for defense? Uh, it's like it's a stick, you know. Like if you're holding a stick, it depends on how good you are at fighting. There's not like Blackthorn is denser and heavier and stronger. So like if you're fighting against someone who had a sword and you had the choice between Hawthorn or Blackthorn, you go for Blackthorn based on the fact that it is a denser and heavier wood than Hawthorn, and it would be stronger. So under that basis, but like, I sell walking aids, lads. So, go to your stick fighting gurus and ask them these questions as well. I am a stick maker, shilly maker. I'm no expert in martial arts. I'm no expert on the stick fighting. A lot of those guys in stick fighting community are a bit weird for me, and they're very fanatical and obsessive and stuff. I make Blacktron walking sticks. Once you buy my stick, you can do whatever you want with it. That's what I'm fine. But like, my view on the whole stick thing is like, I don't make sticks for stick fighters. I make sticks as walking aids, and a lot of the Blacktron walking aid sticks are adapted and used for self-defense by people who are martial artists and stick fighting, as has always been the case, and that's the way it is. There isn't like a special type of stick and a special type of finish. Like with all with all finishes, if you're beating a stick against a bag or a wall or something, all finishes will come off. You can oil it, you can wax it, you can varnish it, you can polyurethane it, you can teak oil it, you can tongue oil it, you can Danish oil it, you can cellulose finish it, you can varnish finish it, you can water base finish it. It doesn't matter what finish you use. If you're beating a stick, it's going to get dents and scuffs and different things. But like yeah, those communities, man. I kind of stay out of them now because they're just a bit. They get a bit weird, man, when I'm in there. Let's see, black. Okay, blackthorn is much better than hawthorn. Yeah, like on the basis of it's a denser and heavier wood. Do you ever harvest slows? And could you ship some to me, please? I don't actually. I come across a lot of slows. A lot of people do make slow gin, and slow gin is very famous at Christmas time and different things like that. But Andy, I've got so much on my plate. I have so many businesses. Like my main business is the blackthorn and the walking sticks, and this takes the majority of my time. But I have a cafe, I have a restaurant, I have a spa. I have apartments. I'm setting up a soccer seven-a-side tournament business as well. I have, setting up three fashion brands, setting up another factory for like a different. I want to create a second walking stick brand, not McCaffrey Crafts, but like another brand that I can kind of market and different things as well. And I have about another 4 or 5 projects as well that I'm working on. So the thing about me is that I like to do everything myself. I'm a control freak, I guess. From everything from making the sticks to finishing the sticks to packing to the sticks to monitoring the live chat. I find that whenever I get people to do things, it's not done the way I want it, and it just annoys me. So, by being a kind of workaholic, it's I'm happy with that. Like a lot of people keep telling me you need to ease up, you need to slow down, you need to have a rest. But it's kind of difficult when you actually enjoy what you're doing. And a lot of people don't understand that when you're a small business owner, and a lot of you guys who have your own businesses in this community can relate, it's like it's very up and down. It's very confrontational. It's very this and that. Like, at the moment, you're winning with the couriers, and then like I'm shipping with the couriers at the moment, and I have on my contract additional handling charge of €25 they put on any package. But I have this under my contract waived. So on my contract, like whenever I ship something, I should not be charged because my sticks are irregular stick sizes, and I have a contract based on my volume of orders and volumeric. And I have all of this cleared in like FedEx Ireland and stuff. But then when it goes through sorting centers in the UK and Europe, they decide to put on all of these waivers, and literally I have to write a claim for this waiver every single time. So I have to fill out a form, then I have to get an email back, then I have to reply to the email, then I have to get on to my account manager one by one, then I have to wait for when he's in the office. Then there's two more forms and emails I have to fill out. Then after about 3 weeks, I'll get a credit note in it, and it's really annoying, because that's quite time consuming to do. And it's just dealing with logistics side of things is probably the most challenging as well. There's a few scammers, and there's a scam that people do as well that's kind of annoying, but I can fight it. It just takes time as well. The chargeback scam. Um, like some guys will buy a stick and then they'll charge back with their credit card company, and then the money gets taken out of my account and held. Then I have 180 days to dispute it. Then I have to fill out all of these forms and different things, and I have to usually send through like screenshots. But anyway, long story short is that I usually get my money back almost 100% of the time with the chargeback scam. But like it basically it takes money out and takes me 2 or 3 months to get it back. And guys are doing that thinking that they're dealing with someone who doesn't have the time to go through the annoying process of appealing a claim, for the guys that are trying to use this kind of scam. And a lot of companies that are bigger probably don't have the time, but I'm it as well. And also, I got ripped off by a knife maker. Um, I've given him so many chances. He's supposed to have my knife finished. Like there's a guy who is part of my community and was messaging me a lot, and he was like always messaging me and saying that he makes knives and different things, and he was kind of like very very nice communicating to me all the time. So I said, sure, look, I'll get a knife for me and my son. He said he'll engrave it, he'll do this, he'll do that. So I sent him the money because he had bought one of my sticks already, and he seemed like a nice guy. And I said, sure, he's already bought with me as a customer. And I've waited for months and months and months. He promised me the knives, then he disappeared. Then I kept messaging him. Then he said, his mom passed, and then another thing passed, and his mental health wasn't good, and this and that. And I said, okay, fair enough. Give you more time. Give you more time. And then like it came to the point where I was like, look, I've given you enough time now. Like either give me my sticks or I would like my money back. And he's like, oh no, you don't understand. And like then he told me that when I came back in September that he'd have my sticks. He asked me for my postal address. Said, yeah, what's the postal address and stuff. And then he's just kind of disappeared. And I can I can write a claim against him. I have his full postal address. I can go to the like consumer watch people in the UK where he is. I know how to make life difficult to him, and I don't want to do that. Like if but like at the end of the day, man, the guy like scammed me out of £400. So now I'll have to go through that entire process with this guy, because like it's really weird because like sorry, there's so many messages coming through now. Like sometimes I do like to support other craftspeople, but I've had really bad luck with the knife makers. And I know there's a lot of guys who make knives in my community, and every one of them says fine. But like, I don't like the business model that a lot of these knife craftspeoples do, where you want a custom knife. It's going to take like 9 months to get it, so you have to like pay up front or else pay a big deposit. Then you have to give them time to do it, and they can only make like something like two knives a month or something, because it's a really really slow process and it takes like forever. So like who's going to wait for that long to get their knives? Because like I do like knives and I do use them a lot with my and I do have like a good few knives that I use, and I'm using them all the time. And it's just that this guy now in the UK, he's as soon as this Christmas runs over and I have time, I'm going to have to go through that process. And yeah, I know exactly what to do. He won't enjoy it, but like I've told him, look, just I even said to him, I just give me 250 back. I said, look, keep £150 for your troubles. Good worry. And I tried to like offer him a way out, and different things. But obviously, he doesn't have any cash. He doesn't have nothing. The money I gave him, he spent. He can't make knives. He can't take any orders. Oh my goodness, guys! In the last 5 minutes, I've just got one, two, three, four, five orders in the last 5 minutes, guys. So if you guys are making orders on my website, thank you so much. Thank you for supporting McCaffrey Crafts as well. Um, so I am getting I actually have some really nice sticks up today, and I'll post I have a lot of like nice sticks to go. And then I'll probably this weekend I'm just going to be so busy with customer service, with packing, with marketing. And then probably I'll be busy like Monday is usually a crazy day because like usually today's Black Friday. There's like so many sales and so many different things on. So it's usually a bit busy. Saturday tomorrow gets really busy. Sunday and Monday. So like I could, as soon as I upload them, they're going out the door. And if you see a stick you like, just buy it straight away. Don't wait. Don't get disappointed as well. The holly is fantastic. Yeah, the holly is amazing. Like when you start, anyone who has bought one of my holly sticks, nearly 80 or 90% of customers who have bought Holly have come back and bought a second one, and a few have bought a third one. They're really surprised of how good it is. Holly is a fantastic, dense, heavy wood. It was used as well in stick fighting. It was used for shillelagh making. Holly after blackthorn. So the three main woods associated with was blackthorn number one, oak number two, holly number three, in that kind of order as well. So it's a very good wood, and it's fantastic. And like I have so many pieces of holly. I have so many holly staffs that I can do as well, because I got a load of it as well. And you see, holly you can pretty much cut all year round because it's an evergreen, so it's not really like and then there's not really rules or regulations regarding it, because a lot of people cut holly for Christmas wreaths and different things. So it's actually not bad to get. If you don't have blackthorn to make sticks, a good alternative is oak. Yeah, oak is very good. I have been researching this too, and I will. The second brand of stick that I'm doing will be a variations of oak. Like you can get so many different types of oak. Some of it, like there's this reddish type of oak that I like. I really like the coloring in it, and when you put the finish on it, it looks fantastic. I've done up a few prototypes, and yeah, I have. I have so many business ideas. I'm like one of these guys that is just getting the time to do it all, and anytime I try to partner up or get someone along the way, it doesn't go well, because usually they don't have money, or they lie to me to say that they want to invest and they didn't. Like I've literally had two guys message me saying they wanted to buy, a percentage of my business. And like one guy, he said he was selling his house and he was going to use the money from selling his house. He wanted to buy into McCaffrey Crafts. And I said, okay. And we're going to do it on the basis where I was 51%, he was 49%. And what he was going to invest in it was going to be working capital that we were going to use to expand it into other brands and have distribution out of different countries as well, to get around the rules and regulations with shipping. Like I'll always have to ship blackthorn from Ireland, and because it's kind of a one of a kind product and every piece looks a bit different, it's not like I can ship 100 identical pieces to a warehouse or distribution center. But I'm telling you guys now, you guys are watching me at the early stages of what I'm hoping to accomplish in the walking stick business. Like I'm only just getting started. I have a lot of energy. After my bounce back from testicular cancer last January, I have such a desire to succeed. It's like supercharged my motivation for business and different things. It's all I enjoy doing, and I have a very clear vision of what I want to do, the steps involved, and all of my businesses that seem all very different. I'm going to unite them all together. And like most business guys, I don't have much cash flow. Anything that comes into my account, I rotate it into something else immediately, and I live a very simple life. I don't buy a lot of different. I don't buy things for myself or flashy things. I have a simple car, and the car loan is going to be paid off, I think, in January. And I live simple house, simple different things. And I just feel that if I really apply, like the one thing that I want is that the name McCaffrey is synonymous with blackthorn shillelagh making and goes on to become a very well-known walking stick brand. A brand that will be always around the concept of rustic, handmade wooden sticks. And I'm really see there's loads of like there's Stick Nation, there's all these like PR things, and there's lots of things to do with it as well. I see a huge opportunity in this field of walking sticks as well. Like all you're really competing against is a few hobbyist guys that make a few sticks and give up as well after a while. But like there's so many niche markets to do it. If yeah, like it would be good to that if I could get some kind of investor, probably from America, and then to set up a kind of sister brand through there, to do maybe with Oak, and to set up a distribution center as well, and have everything branded as McCaffrey, and then use all of my contacts and distribution within the Blackthorn to do it. But look, I'm sorry, I'm very business oriented. I don't want to get you guys bored about that. Sorry, I'll move on. Paul says New Jersey. Sorry, I get distracted so much. Roberto says, okay, for me, then due to my weight and possible defense versus bare hand, Blackthorn is thanks for the information as well. Yeah, that's pretty good. Happy to hear. 1 second. My friend, I keep these saps in me the whole time. I always have them in my pocket. So whenever I'm going to the car, I'll keep my little slapjack. But that was given to me by my good friend Web Welder, and he is on TikTok. And he's a gentleman. He's a guy from Tennessee. He's a guy to myself, but I'm actually getting a bit warm because I actually turned on the heater beside me because it was a bit cold. We can talk about election day in Ireland soon as well. There we go. Get a bit comfortable. Roll up the sleeves. Get ready for the rest of the live stream. Okay, let's see, Paul, are you busy? Yeah, man, I'm busy as well. Or I don't know if you're talking to me or someone else. Busy as a one-armed paper hanger. But I like being busy. I like being under stress. I like being under pressure. Um, I like dealing with problems. I have the ability to be able to deal with a lot of stress at the same time and go to sleep and get a full night's sleep and not worry about it. I can kind of compartmentalize things into different sections. So if I have some problems, I'll just kind of compartmentalize it and say I'll get back to it. And I've been through so much over my life. I just accept. Look, if anything happens, like you just accept it. And like most of the problems I deal with are more administration, back end type of things. Dealing with courier companies is the main kind of issue because like you guys have no idea how difficult it is for small businesses dealing with these courier companies, like with dealing with the contracts, dealing with all the like some of your packages, like if I spot something, there's some issue on the courier side, I'll be honest straight away. I'll be on to them. I'm calling them. I'm calling up the call center. I'm trying to get, and just so you don't kind of like notice that, oh, there's an issue with why is my package here. I'm trying to like push it through, and I do all of these things behind the scenes for you guys that you have absolutely no idea that gets done to get your package there as well. Sometimes like there's dealing with customs and different things. There's a thing called the Lacey Act, which is the importation of exotic woods from abroad and different things. And I sort all of those out. I fill out all the forms. I get onto customs. I submit so much to customs in advance so that when your package goes to customs in the US, it clears like pretty quickly. Because I get like I have this kind of contract where I can get a pre-clearance as well, and I have an import and export license. Yeah, like the thing about the logistics and shipping, man, it's like a job in itself. And I feel that sometimes, um, if I have like if someone asked me like what can they do to help my business to grow, and the one thing that takes a lot of my time is the logistics side of things, and it is very difficult because everyone says just fill up a container of six, ship them to a distribution center in America, and then just kind of send them from there. But like it's not that simple with like one of a kind items and different things, and still it's probably best to ship from Ireland and to do it the way I did. But I need to figure out ways in which the distribution things can go a little bit easier for me as a small business. But like for you guys, you get it quite well. Okay, where was I at now with the comments? I hear Roberto, you're better off getting your sticks from Francis or an Irish stick maker. Yes. And make sure you buy others from others. It's a one-piece Blackthorn, two-piece will be compromised. Yes. I specialize in. Or wait, where did I put that comment again? 1 second. Dominic Bertrand. Oh wait, sorry, I have to go back to these comments. There we go. Uh, so well off to work, Francis, guys. Bye, Francis. A long stretch before I'm off to work, aka the circus. Bye, Joe. Do you get your money back from the huge overcharge? Was it your shipping account? UPS, not yet. They gave me they said they'll give me a credit note. I'm in dispute with UPS for a few thousand dollars. They have put all of these charges on, which were actually outside of my contract, which I can win and get back. They want to just give me credit notes the whole time for future business, but I want my money back. They took it, they whipped it out of my account by direct debit, and they want to give me like these credit notes on future bookings. But I said I don't want to do. I said I don't want to. I don't want to do any more business with UPS after all the issues I've had over the past year, and also with the internal issues that I keep seeing that they have in their sorting centers with all the delays. Like FedEx, the best at the moment, followed by DHL, followed by UPS and other ones. And that's kind of like in the order. I can see firsthand like what's going on and which is better for delivery. But yeah, I'm still owed money back, and they're being very difficult. And the last contact I had for them was in September, and they still like I have an outstanding invoice with them, but I said, look, I want to get this resolved first. So they said they get back to me. We'll see. Well, you're a lot nicer now after the op. I am indeed with one testicle. We can tell your sticks against all others. Appreciate that, man, as well. That's good. So you can carry one of those in Ireland for self defense. Which are you talking about, the sap or something like that, or calling like this is a walking aid? It's just a walking stick. But if someone attacks you and you have a walking aid in your hand, your primary purpose is as a walking aid. But trust me, it's better if someone's attacking you. But Ireland is a generally safe place. People in the past 20 years in Ireland, maybe two times two drunks might have had a go at me, and that's the only type of violence I've seen anytime I go to Dublin. Actually, in Dublin, like there's always like scumbags like on the streets late at night just approaching you and asking for money or begging or being aggressive to you to get something. But yeah, there's this kind of like perception that we're all living in fear of being attacked and that violence is like everywhere and never ending. But it's not like that in Ireland. You'd only see it in pubs if you're drunk or something like that as well. So no one's really going to attack you, but like it's nice to have something to protect you, I suppose. And let's see, Roberto says, I have a two-piece canes in the past, and the handles have always broke for me no more. Yeah, like the thing with two piece sticks is like sometimes they use a metal where they put metal in and screw it on, and they're the ones that usually will break. The wooden dowels where you have the tendon and the dowel, and you put it in together, like those joints work a bit stronger on the two-piece sticks. And like say for example, look, if you're attaching a handle, so the best thing to do is like have a hole right into the middle of the handle, and then have here your tendon piece, and then you kind of like shove it in, and then what you do is you can drill and put these little like toothpick types in as well to hold it in place. So you can put these little holes across, and then you can put in these little like I'd say like toothpick pieces of wood, and they will go in to where you have the tendon up, and then you kind of glue it on at the same time. And like with the expansion and contraction, if they're both kind of the same woods, that's going to be very very solid. And that's kind of the best way to attach a handle that will be quite strong. um, but like I don't do that. I have my own style of stick making, which is the McCaffrey way, the McCaffrey style, and it's what I'm happy to do as well. Let's see now. Paul says, I live in Southern California, Mojave Desert, and my Nopstick arrived via FedEx in about 10 days. FedEx seemed to be a good bet as well. Yeah, it should be there in like 5 days, but it took 10, but it still arrives. Well, like that's what I'm finding. Like, if you're in California, it takes a bit longer. Anywhere kind of long around the New York coast down to Florida and stuff, it's there in about like 3 to 5 days. If you're in like a city or near one of the sorting centers, it's a bit quick. But yeah, like 10 days is like FedEx say 5 days and then they deliver it in 10. But uh, as long as it arrives there, it's all good. Let's see. I had two-piece canes in the past, both factory and handmade. They all broken. Yeah, they do. Like I noticed. Like I make one stick I make one piece sticks for a reason, because like if I had to deal with sticks that kept getting broken and customer service and replacing them, it's like it's never ending, and it's not a good business model, I think. Like the business model of a two-piece stick, it works in favor of the manufacturer because it's easier to get a straight piece, it's easier to get the handles manufactured, and then it's just like a jigsaw, just assembly, 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 assembly. Like you're just assembling like things all the time. So you're just assembling, assembling, assembling. But the way to go with a walk and stick business is like I know exactly what to do, and create a network of loads of niche brands, focus on the story and the branding, and create high quality products, and focus on very unique types of pieces of wood, and woods that aren't readily available, that people can connect to the wood, connect the story and the heritage around it, and get that energy from it. Like I'm an expert in this. Like I tell you lads, if any of you lads are investors out there, talk to me, see what I plan to do as well on my plan. Like it's pretty good. Like if you've seen what I've accomplished with, I've turned my hobby literally and my family tradition into a full-time business. Because like blackthorn was always kind of just more of a kind of small industry. It wasn't really there wasn't really jobs or professions in it, and I've literally turned it into a business. So I know how to do these things. Good afternoon, all. Okay, very good. Forge the Femme says, hello, all. I just saw Canada Post is in a big strike. Yeah, forget about the post office. That's why couriers have a stranglehold in the market. Like the postal services are terrible. And no mail getting according to my USP account. Yeah, like FedEx is the best. Like I'm telling you guys firsthand, like as someone who is obsessed with getting orders to my customers on time, and I fight tooth and nail behind the scenes dealing with these courier companies. And I try because I know that I don't want you guys to be doing it. And like like the only problems that I've seen like this year is that once a FedEx guy in the UK, he delivered it to the wrong address. Like the address was like 17 and he delivered it to 71. He just kind of got mixed up in the moment and done that. And then like trying to get the stick back from house 71 to 17, like they weren't forthcoming with it, and then eventually they gave it back then, because like we had pictures of it being delivered to their address and different things. Because FedEx is good too. They actually take a picture the minute they deliver a package. They take a picture of where exactly that it is, and they have records. So like they're pretty good. But like you know, there was this French guy last week, and FedEx attempted delivery to his house, and then they kept the package for 10 days at a sorting center. So I got charged for sending the package from Ireland to France. Then because he never collected it for 10 days, they made attempts, and so then they contacted me and said, look, we can either destroy the package or you can pay for us to ship it back to you. So now I paid shipping twice. So then I paid shipping twice, and the package came back to me as well. Then the customer contacted me and he says, "Oh, he didn't know, and could I send it to him again?" So now I'd have to pay for a third time. So I had to pay three times to ship this. So I said to the customer, I said, "Look, in this instance, if you want me to ship it to you for the third time, I'll give you a discount on shipping. We'll only charge like 20 instead of like charging, 40 euro. I'll give you it for 25 euro. We'll split, the difference and stuff." And in instances like that, it's kind of like in live streams, I can talk about this and stuff. We can't say that to customers that like, you know, if you are delivered with the courier and you're not there, usually you have to go to their sorting center or call them to redeliver or something like that. And the onus is between you and the courier company then. And and you see, I send so many packages, I can't individually check on every single, like, I've 300 sent in the last 2 weeks. And so these are the only little things that I kind of trying to deal with as well. But like that's the annoying thing with like a small business, like they'll get you for three times. So if like they charge you there, the person isn't available, which happens a lot, which is fine. But then they hold it for like they're supposed to hold it for 2 weeks, but they sent this one back in 10 days, and then they charge you for sending it back as well. So, and then you have to ship it back to the customer, who's like gives you a new address or something like that. Let's see. It is a scam to sell buckthorn blackthorns as shillelaghs. Yeah, totally. A shillelagh's an Irish stick. I'm very outspoken on that. Like, a shillelagh is a heritage product of Ireland. Okay, it belongs to Ireland. You guys can make all your walking sticks around the world and call it wherever you want, but you're not taking shillelaghs from Ireland. And people have argued online for especially because it's all about money. Um, these guys, they see that Irish shillelaghs are selling very well because again, it's a heritage part of Ireland. It's like owning a piece of Ireland, like grown in Irish soil, made by Irish hands. And it's like we have to protect heritage products like so much, and it's something I'm very passionate about. And these guys, they want money completely. It's just all to do with money. They want to basically make, and then they're trying their best to say, "Oh, we can. You don't control it. You don't this. Why are you trying to control shillelaghs? And why are you trying to do this?" And they're all like these kind of, I don't know, man. Bad. I was going to say something bad, but you know what it is. These type of things, they really vex me and they annoy me because you have these grifters trying to use Irish heritage for monetary gain, and it's hurting Irish crafts when they do things like that. And then they're so elitist, and they think that they're oh, we're really pro Irish and this. No, um, if it's made, if so, it is a scam to sell buckthorn knobsticks as shillelaghs. That's my opinion. I agree with you, Andy, as well. Um, let's see. Roberto Santini says from Ireland, ordered on a Thursday or Friday, got my staff here in Missouri in 11 days. I still don't consider that good delivery times. Yeah, it is. Like, but what's funny, Roberto, is that at this time of year, the courier services, they put a new surge charge on accounts, and it's called peak delivery. So the idea is that they say that because it's a busier time of year, they need to hire more staff to to help with the delivery times so that they can still have the 3 to 5 day delivery. So they charge all the small businesses a surge charge, called peak delivery, because we're in the peak time of year, Christmas season. But like, then it takes 11 days, like they're not hiring, they're not doing what they say. And then when you look at, if you look at the 10 Qs and like, every quarter they will publish their financials and their records, like they're that's all just going into profit. Like it's one of these things that I swear, man, it's like someone needs to go in and regulate these courier companies that have too much of a stranglehold. The post office is in shambles. The postal network should be a lot cheaper than the couriers. All of these business models are extremely profitable, and that's why you have a small group having a stranglehold on this as well. Of course, the more that the postal system is in shambles, the more that the courier companies gain more market share and gain more prominence and do that. So if the postal network was ran more efficiently, had great processes, and had great leadership and people in charge who can really make sure that it's running like a well-oiled machine, then the courier companies' profits will go down 30-40%. So you can read between the lines of why the postal services is kind of left, and it's the same kind of with public healthcare and different things, and encourage everyone to go private and private healthcare, which they say is better and different things as well. So I see Canada's Post is on strike at the moment. Yeah, they're always going on strike. That's the good thing of the courier companies. They don't. They have, that's okay. And by the way, since I've been using my stick, I've received numbers, compliments, and questions about it. I figured if I'm going to need a walking aid, it may as well be something unique and stylish to use. Exactly, Paul. Like you want something that's a talking piece. You want something that's cool. Like this is handmade from Ireland by this weird, talkative, little short Irish guy. From County Kerry in Ireland, and it's so interesting to show someone, your piece of Irish heritage, your stick, that you can talk about all the faction fightings, the story around it, different types of things. Like it's just badass to have a stick. And then Anthony Barnett says, I can't do that. I can't. Actually I do sell a lot in the UK, and I actually do not, this is going to be controversial. I do not hate people from the UK at all. I get along with a lot of them, and they're fine. I think we're past, we're kind of past the Irish and English kind of hate thing now and stuff like that. Look, Ireland has the opportunity to be its own country now for the past 100 years, excel to grow things as well. And like most the thing about history is it's very important that it's reported correctly, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything. And it's well documented, British history, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and in Irish history being, you know, the Nikita hand apparently, of different things. But I'll talk about that court case. The Conor McGregor thing is it's quite a weird one, man. It's quite a weird case, and like it is the way the media is reporting it. Like no one's an angel in that case, and I'll talk about that in a minute actually. Good evening, Francis. Hey, Brian. How are things? You're up in Glasgow, I think it is. Let's see. John Elliott says, "Was out finishing a few. What have I missed?" I know. It's 50 minutes. I'll talk for a bit longer today. I'm not that hungry yet. I still have. I usually look when I'm doing the live streams. These are my secret weapons, and I have some like drinks and stuff beside me. So as long as I have like a few mints and stuff and different things, but yeah, like you can ask as many questions as you want there. Let me go grab a drink. These drinks, I don't know, man. It's like they just sell them in a shop near me. It's just the quickest things to get. I don't know. They're supposed to look. What did they say? Vitamin, water juice, mango, fruit, passion juice, blah 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 blah. So healthy and this and that, but it's probably full of sugar. Let's have a look. Sugar. Yeah, like they always market these so funny. See up here it says 36 calories, so everything, and it's the cognitive function. Juggling too much, do your mind a favor and give your memory a brain little marketing, man. Everything is sugar water. That's it, it's just have to watch your sugar intake, but it's hard to get like everything like when you're in small town Ireland, you want to get some food or get some drink, you go in there and it's just like full of potato wedges, hash browns, you know, loads of this fried potato stuff, chicken wings, sausage rolls, and pastries. That's it, man. It's hard to get anything else. Like it's kind of limiting when you're in a small town. You want to eat something nice, or you want something that's just appetizing or nice, or it's just you go to the shops. It's just always the same: sausage rolls, bacon rolls, spice bags, spice boxes. Ugh. Glad you like it, man, John. This is a good one. Look here, I'll show it to you. It's actually quite a big one, 41 and 3/4 inch. Natural one as well. It's good, thick inch and a half. It's actually a very straight one as well. So it's pretty good stick. I've loads of wood at the moment, guys. My stocks, I've been on top of getting a load of blackthorn this year. Um, I'm actually I'm actually going to be good this year. I'm way over my target for cutting blackthorn. And my guys who cut for me, man, have been cutting more, and they found good sites. My main guy who cuts for me, um, he I'll never mention his name because he doesn't want to and stuff. And actually, one of the ladies that I go and cut on her land to, she's running for election, and she's been very public and posting about that I cut on her land and everything. And it's so funny because like she started posting about how she lets me to cut on her land and stuff, and then a load of guys started messaging her and stuff saying, "Can they go on cut the blackthorn now?" So one of my main sites. It's kind of funny, but yeah, she's sound like she's a bit kind of like I guess people think she's a bit eccentric. She's very outspoken about loads of issues. I wouldn't agree with her politics like in every aspect, but like she's very passionate and she's a good person. But yeah, she doxed where I cut online, but it's fine. It's fine. I have a load of places. I can see that it is going to get very difficult to find blackthorn in the future. And there's about a 5 year to 7 year window that I have time to prepare. And I can see with how society is, how things are doing, how everything's being cut back with the hedges, that blackthorn is going to become very hard to find, especially one piece sticks in the future. There's going to be a rise of fake sticks. There's going to be a rise of shillelaghs made in different countries, and these guys online having a go at me saying, "Oh, you're jealous, you're this, you're that," but it's a heritage part of Ireland. You know, I'll fight and say until the day I die about this. Um, buy Irish lilies, stick makers in Ireland. I love you, bros. You're my guys. I speak on your behalf because you're all too quiet and meek to have a go, and you don't want a bit of hate. But I don't mind getting a bit of hate because I live in the fire. But yeah, it's like the blackthorn market has a few issues in the future. I've identified the issues, and I already have my 5 and 7 year and 10 year plan in place of how to overcome all of these difficulties. But that means there's going to be a huge opportunity within this market as well. Um, for someone like me who has been stockpiling and collecting and trying to get as much blackthorn as possible and increase, anyone who wants to cut blackthorn for me, no problem. €10 per stick, nice root ball, I'll give you 12, €13, maybe something like that. And you cut, you know, 1,000 pieces for me, you cut 1,000 pieces for me, and I'm giving you, like, per 10, you can make €10,000, 15,000. You just write up a little whatever, I give you the cash, and boom, deal done. And I don't mind. I have a never ending thirst for buying blackthorn. I will buy as much as possible because I can see the future. I am like the oracle. I am the blackthorn oracle, and I can see how this needs to develop, and how this will develop as well. And part of that will, I will have to purchase quite a lot of land, and I will have to, cultivate, and I will be growing blackthorn. I will be going into, I suppose, farming blackthorn, harvesting it. I'll have a 7 to 15 year plan where um I will dominate and become the leading force within this industry. Um I have loads of plans, and I'm not going to let up. My son, he knows exactly what to do and what to take over as well. I actually have all of these things written out and structures in place. And I'm going to, every year, I'm going to be buying new land and finding land with loads of blackthorn already on it, if there's some hedges on it as well, and stopping the farmers who are taking the 10 to 15,000 euro grant to cut back and all the hedges. Like, once they cut back the hedges, it's, and they'll keep doing that every year, and then they'll get used to keeping their hedges in order and different things. But like, I have a network of people through these communities that cut blackthorn from me. That's, different things as well, and that politician lady as well. But actually, I've nearly cleaned out her site, so there's about, if I probably go there 3 more times, there'll be no more there. But like, she's got a nice supply, but she told everyone online. But that's kind of funny, because like, I like to keep these things sacred, because like, when you find like places for blackthorn, like, if everyone knows where you cut blackthorn, they're going to go there and they're going to take it, and they're going to try to do this and that, even though it's like, and then, like, they don't understand, like, I'm trying to have a legitimate company and business and brand, and try to make this heritage product like a sustainable business model. I want to grow it into a big company, and I want to employ like 50 to 100 people and have it as a big Irish brand. I know the steps to do that. I know exactly what to do. I will have to probably manufacture outside of Ireland because of the labor laws here as well, but someplace within Europe, so I can still get it shipped here without incurring any taxes and different things as well. And yeah, there's a lot that can be done in this field as well. And when these guys are going out just trying to do all of these different things, and like, blackthorn can be done as a cooperative business as well, just like they do with the dairy and the milk. And to have, one main brand, all the part-time hobby guys who make all the sticks and filter it in, and they do all the collect marketing themselves, so then the guys can just focus on making the sticks and, churning them out, and then I can develop it into a big company and brand and work on the strategy. But like, something I like talking about, but I don't know if it's too interesting for you guys. In my dealings with businesses over the internet, I found the better the customer service, the more it will be satisfied. Francis is top notch. Yes, Roberto, it is so cliched, but customer service is what is needed. And I think, like, as director and of McCaffrey Crafts Limited, you have to speak and do take over all the customer service yourself. I think that one problem with a lot of companies and businesses is that the directors, they don't do any of the customer service, and they just hire customer service people. And I think that is the one most important thing up there with speed in which you can get your deliveries out. If you have good customer service and good deliveries, like in the unlikely event something is wrong with your product, there, if your customer service is good, they can overlook little things. Like some guy, they'll order the wrong size or not happy with it, or the courier delivers it to the wrong house. But like, if it was like, sent quickly, and your customer service is like, you know if you're respectful and they respect back, and you communicate and you're very honest, and it's something that I pride myself on and pride my company on, that I do all the customer service, and I will. If I get 100 messages per day, they just go through my phone. It only takes me 15 seconds to reply. I can easily manage that. And no matter what I'm doing, I can say, sorry, just for a second, and do this. And I think it's so important to build these relationships. And I have the best relationships ever with my customers and with my community. I have guys that buy 50 and 60 of my sticks per year, and they do this for a reason. They like the quality of the work, they love the story, they like my style of stick making, and they're always interested to see what new things I'm going to come up with, and kind of do. And it's just, they like that I speak to them, I get to know them, I know about their families, I interact with them. And I think that's important. You have to interact with your community, and you have to like doing it. If you don't like talking to people, you're in the wrong business. And customer service is so important in this business. But you have to really focus on it. But like, with customer service, like, there's training and this and that, but you just naturally have to be good with dealing with problems. Like, if people are rude to me, like, I'll be sharp and direct with them, and that actually is the best approach. You don't have to you don't have to put up with rude customers and with rude people. And usually, if they're being like that, if you're very direct with them, it surprises them and it brings them right down. I see Mary says hi to Aaron and Frank, as always. Very good. They always enjoy that. Have a beer, Francis. You deserve it. Not yet. I will not celebrate until the Christmas run is over, which means that the last courier orders will be the 15th of December. So I will take orders up until the 14th. And Brian, those few days before the courier deadlines are so busy. And then over the Christmas, you would be surprised. People are on Christmas Day, they're bored. What is McCaffrey doing? And they start ordering my sticks, and starts all to build up again. Um, I I won't deserve a beer until I hit my targets. I set myself targets each year as well. Mm. What's for takeaway tonight? Good question, Mary. I'm not sure, man. Or not sure. Sorry, I call everyone man the whole time. It's a bad habit. But um, I have a lot of work to do. Uh, I have a lot of packing to do. Like, my house is destroyed. I'll make a little short video clip of how I've destroyed my living room, my kitchen, the hall. I have tape everywhere. There's little bits of packaging everywhere. Like, I bring it all home, and then I turn on music, and I listen to podcasts, and I listen to debates. I listen to politics. I listen to all of these different things. And then I'm just packing away, and then I have my computer, my laptop, my phone, and I have another phone, and I have another device, and like, I'm monitoring all my social media. So in my evenings, here, I'll give you a little insight into how my evenings usually go. Usually I turn on all my notifications and sounds, and I'm usually in my kitchen, standing at my table, and I'm doing all my packaging, and I'm going to, the FedEx website, filling out all the forms, the customs details and everything. And then I have to measure the package, weigh the package, make sure the volumeric weight is correct, so that I don't get like any of these weird surcharges that they invent and make up, saying, oh, this is wrong, you put in the wrong figure. I don't allow them. I've listened to all their excuses over the years, so I'm kind of on the ball about all of these different things. And I'm packing, I'm having the steak, I'm wrapping it, I'm packing it, I'm listening to, what's going on in the world, to opinion pieces as well, because I like to stay informed of what's going on in the Israel conflict, and understand what's going on, in the Ukraine conflict, understand what's going on in American politics as well, and how it might affect my business. Because it's good to have these knowledge, because I have customers all over the world, and very surprisingly, I'm getting a bit popular in the Middle East. I'm getting a lot of orders from the Middle East, and like, it's really hard, because like, sometimes, like, there's this one guy, and I don't think he speaks English well, and he buys my sticks, and he's in Saudi Arabia, and like he writes his address and name in Arabic, and like sometimes like, and then when I'm trying to contact him, he can't get back to me. But like he's a good customer, and he's promoted my sticks. He sent me a picture today with two sticks, but like when he sends me the sticks, I have to try to translate the Arabic into English. And like his name was his first name was I can say it because it's a very common name, like Khalid. And Khalid, like, translate into English from Arabic, it's like Lord of the Master or something. Like so I didn't know, like, Khalid, like, of course I know the name Khalid, I've heard it before, and it's like a name, but when it's written in Arabic, I didn't know it was a name, and I was trying to translate it to Lord of the and stuff like that. So like there's loads of little things like that that I have to deal with. But like yeah, like there's certain countries that I'm getting popular in, like, for some reason. Like, it's really funny that on on TikTok, I have a huge community of guys from Iran and Iraq that are very passionate about my sticks, and they're trying to buy my sticks, and they're getting delivered to other countries in the Middle East, and then they're getting them from there. And I'm like, oh, and there's a lot of guys that are quite affluent in the Middle East as well. And like I've noticed, I'm getting a big surge of orders from there, which, Irish sticks, you wouldn't think that within the Middle East they have a big interest in Irish sticks, because usually associate with American culture, American heritage, the stick fighting. And like what I'm finding now is that there's certain new countries around the world that have such a huge appreciation for crafts and craftings, and they join my community, they interact, and they buy, and they become customers, they become repeat customers, and then they grow it within their communities as well. And this is kind of what I kind of like to see in the world. Like, we've kind of got this culture where we're told, this country's bad, this country's good, this country's, but like something as simple as business and money, and having, respect among men who are working, and like this kind of respect among guys, I think, is something that's universal, that everyone can accept. Like, there's all so many religions and languages and different things in the world, but like guys seem to respect other guys who are hardworking. And like, anyone who's hardworking will always have some kind of respect from other men. They're like, yeah, he gets out there, he gets things done. you know People don't like people that are lazy, but like yeah, it's like I get fascinated by such little things like this as well. It's quite interesting to me. Forza Pem says, how do you straighten out a stick that thick? Oh yeah, vices. Here, I'll show you. I'll give you guys a look, if I can. 1 second. I go down to my workshop. I'll give you guys a bit of a treat. So here's my shop. I'll show you how to get out one of those thick pieces now. Here's my holly. Like, I have some beautiful holly sticks. Like, look at this guy. Have you guys even noticed this one on the site yet? Like, this stick is fantastic. It's on the site, and it's one of the best sticks in the holly section as well. And no one's got it yet. And like, you guys, I'm telling you right now, when you start buying holly, you're not going to stop. I have all of these hazel sticks behind me too. See all of these different hazels. Um, these are a few more hollies that I'm going to do as well. Look, I have these. I have all of these hazel sticks too that I need to put onto the site. Um, so, and look at all these sticks that I have finished. I'll show you guys here behind me. All hiking sticks. Look at all these. These are all my hazels that I finished. These hazels have been finished like 6 or 7 months ago. I still haven't got them up online. But look, I have, like, there's about like 50 or 60 nice hazels here as well. Here are some sticks. Like, here's one. Here's one that I was putting the final finish on as well. So here's actually quite a nice stick that I'm working on. Wait, sorry, it's hard to hold the stick. There you go. So this is quite a nice stick. I've just been putting on some of the final finish. I need to put more black on. It's not shiny enough yet. So I put on the base coat. So I need to put 2 more coats on, 3 to 4 coats. And you really want to get it up as well. And you see, sometimes there's little reactions. If the room's too cold with the paint, then you have to go over it again and take it off and sand it. So let's go down, give you guys, oh, the internet might cut off. The internet will cut off for a second here, pick up this corner, but if I go, it won't cut off. 1 second now. If I go in here, into, there we go. So here you guys can see, wait, I'll move my hand over here. So this is where all the magic happens. Here, I'll do a little 360. So here's where I kind of work and do things. Give you guys a little kind of look as well. Here's some of the woods that I've been cutting this year. I'll give you guys a little sneaky peek of what I've been up to. I got a lot of oak. Yeah. So look, that's a really nice piece of oak. I got a nice batch of oak. So here are a lot of pieces that I've been kind of cutting and different things. Here's a lot of the lighter sticks with loads of thorns. As you can see, I have quite a lot of them that I need to get to. So I have plenty of wood here as well. I'll give you guys a little tour as well, if you guys are onto it as well. Here behind me, here I'll stand in the middle of it. Here you can see that I'm actually straightening this hiking staff. You see here, where is it? Here there was like a little bump, and I heated up the wood, and then these, you see these things? Wait. I usually put them in there, and then over here I have like a wooden dowel, you see? So I have this like wooden dowel here that holds this into place, and then I heat it up and I take out little awkward bends with that. But if the piece is too thick, as you're asking, I can't use that. So I need to bring out the heavy duty stuff, which is like, you know, when a piece is quite strong, I have the vise, and you need a few of these metal things as well, to kind of hold it in position. So usually I have like 2 long pieces of here, and I put them in the vise, as you can see. You have to kind of, you're going to damage the bark. You're going to damage the bark a little bit when you're using like one of these. You can put in like pieces of wood here, but like still it's going to press into the bark. So when you're like straightening a really thick piece, usually you're going to damage the bark a little bit as you're straightening it. So, but it's very easy. Then all you do is just sand out the little dents and paint black over it, and it looks as good as new. But you can get all those thick pieces straight. It just takes a bit of time. But like you see a lot of the thick, heavy pieces I have, usually they'll always be painted black as well, because like there's no way around it. Like you have to use something as heavy and as strong as this, like a vise, you know, and you'll get it in here and you straighten it, and you need these really strong pieces of metal as well to hold it in place and to take them out the bends. So the only way to take out the bends on a really thick piece is with those vices as well. And here I use these little apparatus, as you can see, like these guys here. I just use a car jack and different things, and like I just use a lot of like MacGyver type things to do. Here are some of my collections of wood. Like here will be for next year. Here there's like 1,000 pieces. So over here I'll have, yeah, there's about 1,000 pieces of wood in here. Like it goes all the way down here as well. And then over in this corner, I have a lot of root sticks. If you can see up high there, wait. And down here is all holly. And look, here's the section I was telling you about. Look at all these holly staffs I had with the lighting. Wait, turn on a bit of light here. Wait, let me turn on the light. Right, here we go. Okay, as you can see here, I have quite a lot of all of these holly staffs, and like they're big size holly staffs too. I have all of these holly staffs as well, and I have a lot of wood, a lot of holly as well. So I'll be. Let me turn off this now. So I'll be kind of using that as well. And over here, sorry guys for the camera work. So over here, I have all the root sticks with. Can you see the roots? And yeah, so there's kind of like a little tour of what I'm working on. But like, here to take out some of the bends, you see, like in this thing. So you can see it's held into position. And when you use these long pieces, you actually don't damage the wood too much. It's usually when you use like smaller little pieces, you put the dent in. So when you use these like long pieces of metal and you put the wood into it as well, and you do it very, very slowly, it'll take out the bends and it doesn't really damage the wood because those pieces of metal just press into where the thorns and knuckles are. So like you're not actually damaging the wood too much as well. But when you're doing that, that's about it. Oh, another 2 orders have come in. Nice. Here's here's another hiking stick that I was working on. 1 second now. Yeah, it's still a bit wet. So here's another hiking stick that you can see that I've been kind of working on. So I have the camera work, guys. I'm just kind of like doing it just to show you guys and you know, let you guys know that McCaffrey's busy. I have all of this ash too here. I'll show you these guys that. So over here, I have 180 pieces of ash, and I can make walking sticks with these as well. But like, it's a lot more work, and I'm going to have get machine and turn them and all this. So it's kind of like a future project uh, to do that. And for now, it's mostly the black john. Oh, over here, you see this little section in here? Here's where I keep all the walking staffs. Most of all my staffs, the longer sticks, I put in there, and then there's like a whole thing back there that goes down. So it goes way down here. So like there's a thing, and I have all the hiking staffs in here. So I keep all the hiking staffs in there. And yeah, that's a quick little tour of that. And I hopefully Forge the Femme. That was a good answer to your question. Let me make sure everything's turned off now, and I'll go back upstairs again, and I'll check through the comments, and I'll answer any comments you have from there. The internet cuts off. I have all of these two that I was going to do some things with as well. But you're always busy. It's pretty cold as well. But yeah, here's a look at my shop. A few guys over here, a few shillelaghs. I gotta get more up as well. So I usually keep them up here, and then when one sells, like I have a number on them, you know. So see, that one's 832. It's quite a nice one. And yeah, and then I have all my other sticks here, 36-inch, 35-inch. And then it just makes it a bit easier because I'm just constantly picking and shipping and doing things. People ask me about all the flat caps and stuff, but like, it's too expensive to ship them to America. But yeah, so that's, guys, is a little tour of my workshop. I hope you enjoyed that. And now let me get to your questions, and I'll try to catch up with them. Paul says, I've been so happy with my stick. I've been thinking about a shorter shillelagh just for the sake of it. My departed mother, a proud Callaway, would approve. Yeah, Callaway is an Irish name. So these type of ones, they're all about 19, 20 inches as well. And these are shillelaghs. And yeah, there's something special about these smaller sticks too. Like they just, when you hold them, you'll understand, it as well. Let's see. Let's go now. So Garen says, from planting black till you can harvest the sticks, how long does it take? Depends on the size of the blackthorn that you're doing, but 7 to 15 years. It's going to take a while. John says, plenty of fake sticks about and the cheap souvenir shop sticks, but like you said, it's getting harder to source good stock. You're a lucky man. It's not luck, John. It's like just grafting and just going out, and I'm relentless, John. If you should have an idea of the type of personality I am now. I'm very obsessive. I don't let things go. I'm very hyper focused, and all of these traits they associate with probably autism and stuff. But yeah, I don't need a piece of paper to say that. Um, and I just get on with business, and I have a mission. Like I don't know if you guys can understand that, but I have a mission, and my mission, as I said earlier, is that I want my name to be remembered in the walking stick business, and to create a brand that everyone said, "Oh, McCaffrey, oh yeah, yeah, he was the guy that did the walking sticks." And like you just when you get to a certain stage of your life as a man, you just you want legacy, you want to be remembered, you want you just want that. It's There's something about it. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I hope you guys understand. Roberto Francis, if you do not stand for something, you will fall for anything. Stay strong, stay vocal. Real followers will continue to defend you. They do. But like, I hate getting caught into all the online drama, man. It's annoying and it's time consuming. I just want to make sticks, make money, and then whatever profits I have from the sticks is do something with it. I don't want to just like spend it or enjoy it or stuff like that. It's not who I am. I just want to like create businesses and create jobs for people. I like one of the things I really, really want to do, and it's bloody hard to do in Ireland, is I want to set up like a big business, have a walk and stick business, have a factory, employing all Irish people, and like create businesses. And like all of these politicians, they say there's so many business supports, there's this, there's that, but like they don't understand that their initiatives are useless. Keep raising the costs. And just so many rules and regulations and red tape. You have to have this, you have to that. Everything has to be so careful nowadays, and it's like there's. I understand there's reasons for everything, but it just stifles business. Sometimes there's something to be said to be in a place with less rules, more Wild West. Let's see. Blackthorn, even yes. Andy agrees with me. Good. Great discipline, my friend. A thousand raw sticks, 15,000 euros. Does it have to be Irish Blackthorn? No. If you have 1,000 sticks in Glasgow, you want to sell me 1,000 sticks. Um. So for 15,000 euro, you're looking for 15,000. I'd negotiate down on that given the volume of it, and we'd have to work out the shipping. I would probably fly over to Scotland to literally inspect them one by one. Because no offense, Brian, I don't know who you are, man, and I trust no one until I've done business with them. And it may seem like a bit of a dick, but if the first transaction goes well and you're legit, um, you could be a Blackthorn supplier for me if you can get that many. But most guys who try to cut with me, a lot of them they're just not up to scratch, or I reject a bunch of people too if they're just messing, or if they're trying to sell me really bad quality sticks, or they're trying to. I know my woods inside out. So if you're trying to like different things, so I will be very fair and pay you fast, but I usually will spot check and quality control everything I buy. Like I don't buy 1,000 pieces without checking each one of the 1,000 pieces individually. It might take about 2 hours, go through them, look through them. Like it takes what, a few seconds to look through a piece. So 1,000 pieces, I could probably get to that in about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. Take all the ones I want, put the side. Usually I have three sections when I'm looking through 1,000 pieces. I'll say grade A, grade B, grade C, and then I just kind of like put them grade A, grade B, to grade C, and then I would discard like grade things. So grade C are the ones I can kind of sell, but they'll be slow to sell. Grade B are the ones most people buy, and then grade A the ones that they sell instantly. Um, do you use butter and chimney method for seasoning your sticks? No, no. It's like so funny how that's become a thing. Like it was just mentioned once from one story of one report that some guy he put a bit of chimney on it and seasoned it up his chimney. And a lot of people in Ireland would have these very big chimneys and fireplaces and cauldrons that would sit there that they would boil the water on and throw in their vegetables and have these kind of stews and stuff. But yeah, the butter and chimney method is like repeated by everyone online, but no one's even researched it and seen this in the John Hurley book, and it was a reference by one guy in one interview when they were going around asking people back in, was it, I can't remember the time, and it was just one source. But like, just because one guy used that system in his place, like I'm one guy and I have my own way. Look, you've seen the little apparatus I make, like no one else uses like that. That's McCaffrey. That's, I came up with that, and that's what I use. Um, but yeah, yeah, the butter and chimney method, man. It's like it's 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 one of these methods that everyone said, like every video of every shillelagh blackthorn video, they're like, yeah, and they're the old traditional way was they used to use the butter and put it up the chimney, and like no one's actually researched where did that come from, where was the source of this information. And I will say this to you guys, that don't believe everything you hear in the blackthorn, the shillelagh business. Okay, always question the source material. Where did this opinion come from? Who said this opinion? And what you find is that most people online are just regurgitating something that someone else told them. And that person was told by someone else. And that person heard it on a video by some guy. And some guy heard it. So do you see where I'm getting at? That you need to have your own opinions, and you need to check out where it was said, the source material. Like, just because someone says something, just ask them, okay, tell me the background, like who told you that? It's like when someone says to me, like the butter and chimney method, I say, where do you hear that? Somewhere. Where? Online somewhere. Where? You know? And it's just something that's always like kind of, it's gone around the round. Like there's all of these like kind of myths and things that people just repeat the whole time. Hey Francis, when you put sticks on your site, do they go on the first page, or are they mixed in with the current industry? Yeah, they usually just go on the first page. And they're, but sometimes I put so much on. So some of the good sticks will actually be in page 7, 8, 9, 10. But like I was like I put hundreds of sticks on in the last few weeks, and there's 21 pages of sticks, and probably the first 10 to 12 pages of my site, there's about the first, like, a lot of them have just been put on in the last few weeks, so they're all good. But like, it's not going to take you long to go through them. Just look through them all, man. Francis, what what so many do not understand is that it is the people that are bad. It's not the people that are bad, but leadership. 100%, man. The leaders, what leaders, man? Look at healthcare. There's no leaders. The government is full of school teachers and former sons of barmen. That's basically Irish politics. The majority of them are just sons of barmen. So weird. Like every one of these politicians, their dad was a barman, a bartender. Um, Trade brings the world together. Yeah, money. How are they going to solve the problems in the Middle East? The Abraham's Accord. Saudi Arabia was fine that. Israel was like, okay, and then all the countries there were just going to like do trades and increase people's standard of livings. And there'll still be disputes. There'll still be, people that don't get on. But like, that was one solution. And in Northern Ireland and in places like that, if you improve these communities that are downtrodden on different things, and everyone raises up together, and everyone has money and different things. This is the one thing that ends conflict in most areas. If both sides are doing well, and guys have enough money to take care of their families and have a holiday, and the majority of people are, it doesn't take a lot to keep them happy. All they want is security. They want a wife that they can take care of. They want kids. They want to have, a few little hobbies. If they want to buy a few walking sticks and put them up on their wall, have a holiday. The majority of guys are happy enough with that life. They've have a little hobby. They have a wife who respects them, kids they can take care of, and they can have a few holidays and memories. Like, men are simple like that. Okay. Um, Conor McGregor is Scottish by descent. Yeah, McGregor is not an Irish name. Um, can I send the Blackthorn root ball to F or nothing? Okay. I don't know what you mean by that. I'd love to see a professional touch put to it, so I don't waste it as well. Yeah, if it's fully seasoned. Like if you're sending me a piece of raw wood and I gotta wait 3 years, you gotta wait 3 years to see it. But like if you want to give me a piece of wood and me to make something of it, uh that's fine. You want to buy it off me too at the end? That'd be pretty good. I don't mind. Uh, but like shipping is a pain in the butt. Like you have to figure that out. I wouldn't want to misrepresent the Irish traditional shillelagh. No, man, it's Irish. Shillelagh's Irish, grows in Ireland, made in Ireland. Doesn't have to be made by me. I don't own the business. Grew out of Irish soil. Basically, that's definition, man. You gotta have wood that grew out of Irish soil, made within Ireland. You can be an English lad in Ireland, but you're making shillelaghs in Ireland. You know, that's fine. You can be a French dude and you're in Ireland, you're making shillelaghs in Ireland. That's fine as well. But like, it's an Irish business. The money should be coming in. The product should be Irish. Everything should be Irish. You can agree or disagree with that. Not only are you the Blackthorn Oracle, but the only one making these six available around the world. Yeah, I ship worldwide, man, because I deal with the annoying courier companies and I ship everywhere. I ship to Australia, I ship to New Zealand, I ship to Malaysia, I ship to Japan, ship to China. They're awkward ones though. Ship to Brazil, ship to Mexico. Mexico's awkward to ship to too. Ship pretty much everywhere, man. South Africa often. Now the Middle East. Surprising in Iran and Iraq, I'm getting so popular. I thought it was like a troll for a while, and I was getting like, I thought they were just bot accounts and stuff, and then it was some influencer, in actually a few influencers, and then a lot of smaller influencers then just regurgitated it, and one of my videos went viral. It was something I said or something I was doing, but in a positive way. It was like a positive viral video, and then like I got some kind of like some guy comment, like some influencer in those countries saw my video and something I said, it was one of my motivational type things, and they clipped it and they put it out there, and a lot of guys connected with it, and so it's so interesting the way these things happen. And I did have one viral video that got 2 million views on Facebook. That was pretty good. And my friend will be doing business soon, hopefully. Thanks, Francis. Speak to you soon. Good luck from Glasgow. Yeah, if you have a bunch of blackthorn and from Glasgow, that's fine. You could ship that over, and that'll be fine. Like, blackthorn is made in Scotland. It has been, but the thing about the blackthorn business in the UK is that it was post after it was like done within Ireland. And like, there is a tradition of making blackthorn sticks in the UK, slightly different style. Like, they would always put the fancier things and make it look more like a gentleman's cane. It's usually a bit thinner, and like people would hold it like mid staff, and like a little small. They're like smaller type of sticks. Like, not, they're more kind of like more gentleman type canes was the style in the UK with the blackthorns. Uh Aaron Jack, a joy to discover your business, Francis. Are you expecting one your young will continue to trade? Yeah, already. I told, like, he's 16, and I've had the talk with him, the sit down, and he understands the mission. I've given him a plan of what he needs to do and his role within this, and how we're going to grow it into a bigger business. So I brought him out cutting with me a few times. I've shown him the aspects of that. Um, the thing is, like, if we grow into business, he doesn't need to be physically making the sticks. He has to understand the business. He has to learn all aspects of this as well. Go through a bit of the hard work, and he has to get comfortable like this, talking online and bringing it forward. Like, with it, the only way to continue this trade is you have to be comfortable talking online, making videos, educating people on the process, and being relentless and repeating as well about Irish crafts, Irish heritage products. And my mission is to really keep this as an Irish heritage product. I think that's quite important to do as well. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking to do. Is there any more questions, guys? I'm going for an hour and a half so far. I'm quite happy to talk some more if you guys want. I still have some energy. I have this to drink. So if you guys want to ask a few more questions, I'll stay around. If no more questions come in, I'll go, and I'll get to my packing. That's all I'm doing tonight. I'll be doing packing sticks as well. Elsie, great stuff. Can you share anything about your ancestors who started this? I think you said fifth generation. Yeah, my dad is in his 70s, and he is a carpenter by trade and worked with wood all his life. And he used to go to a lot of the car boot sales and markets, and he made blackthorn sticks. He showed me initially what to do after the 2008 financial crisis. I was going out and collecting some blackthorn wood, and I was doing it as a hobby, and I was asking him how I should do that, and he was the only one who kind of supported me when I went to do this, because I had a bachelor's degree in commerce. I had worked in business. I had been very good at sales and marketings and stuff. And then when I decided that I wanted to do this, and I wanted to keep this family tradition going, because it has been a tradition in our family as well, for we can only trace it back 5 generations. I wish the records were better in Ireland that we could trace back, but I'll go through it a bit now of what we trace back, and that how I can say that I am fifth generation like stick maker. So again, my dad would be in his like mid 70s now, and he is the guy who supported me and actually said, "It's a good idea, son. Keep doing it." And he was like proud. He was No one else in my family, to tell the truth, wanted me to do this, and they said really mean things about why I shouldn't. They said, "Why are you going to the markets associated with the type of people that go to markets? Why are you going to the car boot sales?" Um, a close family member as well, like, was saying, "Oh, you're like, one of these guys going out begging, and you're going around door to door." And I was like, You're missing the point of what I'm trying to do and trying to accomplish as well." So my dad was the fifth or fourth generation, and he was the guy who had taught me this. He grew up in Fermanagh, in county in Fermanagh, in a town called Kinawley, near the Swadlinbar Bar border. That area had been known for blackthorn production for some time. Um, there was a big forest in Florence Court in Fermanagh, and the blackthorn trade in the north of Ireland was all there was a few commercial businesses out of Belfast that would do a lot of blackthorn production, and within Northern Ireland, blackthorn production was actually quite a thing. So basically, the big coppicing, and this was done like professionally, like they used to coppice, they used to things, and this is going back to the 50s and 60s. And oh, what's the dude's name in Belfast again? Um, he was he was a Protestant guy. I can't remember his name, but he was the main. Uh, can't remember his name. It's written down. It's like a really unusual name, but he's a Protestant guy, and he was the main. Was it Fairclough, or I can't remember. I have it like in my emails are written down. But anyway, he was the main guy in Northern Ireland and stuff. So there was always like a blackthorn industry within Northern Ireland, and then it goes back to my granddad. And my granddad, he was a stonemason. He was like a maintenance guy. He was a crafts person as well. He was your jack of all trades kind of guy. And he would make blackthorn. He had a blackthorn stick which he carried with him throughout all the time. He was known for the blackthorn that he had as well. He would go out cutting it, and we used to play. Like, one of my earliest memories with my grandfather, who would be my dad's dad, was that he would give me like a tweezers and a needle, and he would ask me to help him to take out some of the blackthorns, and he would actually my sister too. And it became like a funny game for us. So he would hold out his hands here, and because he was quite old, it was very hard for him to see the little thorns in his hand, and he could knew they was there. And like, my nan was, she was a bit eccentric and stuff like that, and super 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 religious. And like, they would always be having these silly little arguments and stuff. So he would just like, take us into the sitting room, and he'd be watching TV, like big into watching sports, and big into politics and different things. And he would just take out his hands, he'd just come over here, and he'd say, just can you take those little thorns out for me and stuff. And then we would like take them out of his hand and thought it was a game. And that is my earliest memory of him. And like, he would be, so I'd be the fifth, my dad's the fourth, he's the third generation. And then the next two generations before that, I got my dad told me about his grandfather, and how he remembered it was in Ahowina. So my grandfather, which my dad's dad, would be in Kinawley. And then going back to generation before that, it was in Ahowina in Fermanagh. And then our family was known for doing the hedge schools, and there were like a lot of stonemasonry, and a lot of carpentry, and a lot of crafts. Like, if I went to my great great let's see, great great grandfather's stone cottage in Ahawina, and my uncle Michael, brought me there, and he's passed away now. Great guy. I can't say enough. He was a really strong influence on everything I do. Missed the guy to bits. He died when he was 56, too soon. And so we went to our great great grandfather's cottage, which would be the second generation, and we went through, and like there was like, there was a Sacred Heart like carved in wood, and there was like so much beautiful carpentry in the place. So my dad's grandfather was a craftsperson and very much into stonemason and carpentry and things like this, and some of the wooden sculptures and chalk sculptures and everything, they were like all done by him. And so he was known as a craftsperson as well. And he had like there was all these little paper cuttings that we got in this as well, and there's all these little notes, like the notes about the blackthorn as well, and some little sketches and different things which were quite interesting, which I always wanted to get, but my uncle got them, and then I don't know where they are now, which was like annoying, because like my uncle, he took a lot of the stuff out of that place, and then he had it in storage as well, and then some things with his wife, and they got divorced, and then she took over the place. It was got messy with when he got divorced with his wife, my uncle, and then yeah, it was like trying to get some of the things, they just weren't there anymore. Because anyway, long story, but the so basically that was the second generation. And then like my granddad used to talk about his granddad, that when he was telling stories as well, that he would just like remember. So this going back to his father and his grandfather, so we can go back. So the very first generation I have very little information on. We know in the 1901 census of where they were, the area it was, and like they were kind of known, like my family were more known for like craftspeople and crafting, and they would go to the markets and they would have the walking sticks for sale, and they would have like eggs for sales from the farm, they would have like different a lot of basketry making as well, and different things. And they were known as like carpenters, like masonry. So my family would be working with wood, and that's like we can only trace back fifth generation through talking to my granddad. So when when we were at school, me and my sister actually was more into this at the time, and she had to interview my granddad at the time about his granddad. So that would be the first generation of stick makers. And like she had to do the school project when she was in fourth class at school, and she had all the notes, and he talked about his grandfather and making sticks. Because I one of the questions was like, what do you remember about your granddad? Did he do anything in crafts? And like so when my sister interviewed my granddad about his granddad, that's how we got a reference to about the blackthorn and about the stick making, because it's one of the things he said that he remembers from his childhood as well. So that's as far back, and I wish we could go back even further, but we can only go back five generations, and so that's kind of the story of that as well. Great viewing tonight, Francis. Thanks, I appreciate that as well. Steve Headley says, "How do you attach your rubber ends?" I'll show you. I'll show you one of these hammers. So I get the rubber ferrule. I just put it on to the stick around this. So each one of these is size. This is like 7/8 of an inch. So I get one of these. I put on the rubber ferrule, and then not to damage it, I just kind of like tap it on until it goes on firm. So there's a bit of rubber and there's a bit of flex in it. So they come in different sizes. Like that's like 5/8 of an inch. That's 3/4. So I have like 1 second now. I have them here. You know, my rubber ferrule section. Have them here as well, here and here and down here. I need to probably get more. I need to reorder them. So thanks for reminding me. So yeah, so I get these. I push them on kind of tight, and then to put them in firmly, then I have one of these things. I just tap tap tap, and then they're on really strong and securely. Then, and that's it. There's a bit of flex with the rubber. We nearly tripped over. So that is how I put on my rubber ferrules. Um, let's see now. Paul says watching today as well. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for joining the stream as well. Let me answer these questions. I'll answer as many questions you guys want. Hi, Francis. I seem to remember seeing a height length guide on your website once, but can't find it now. No, I never had a height length guide on my website, but I can't find it now. Don't suppose you can drop a link, please. It's very simple. There's so many different ways to calculate the correct height, and you're usually within an inch of what's good for you. You're fine with. So there's so many different ways. Like in the shop, like you have to measure and different things. But the easiest way is half your height with shoes on. So half your height and add an inch, something like that. And anything around that is going to be. So say for example, you're 5'10". Half of 5'10" is 35. Okay, but if you're wearing shoes and it's a bit longer, you're going to be up a bit. So go for a 36-inch stick. Now, if you went for a 35.5-inch stick, still going to feel okay. If you went for a 36.5-inch stick, it's okay. If you went for 35-inch, it's kind of okay. It's a little bit, but you can still get to it if you keep, hold the cane close to you. If you went for 37-inch, you can hold it out a little bit further and it still feels okay. So usually like within, so if you get like a stick that's say 36-inch, it's going to feel okay. 36.5 is okay. 37, it's going to be okay too. Like if it's a bit longer, you just hold it out a bit, it's fine. And then if you went for something that's just half your height, 35, you have to put it in really a bit closer to you. But like you could be okay with it and you still be satisfied. It's not going, it's still usable as well. So yeah, like it's just half your height with shoes on. That's the easiest way. Like if someone asks me rather than write a whole, well, get a tape measure, put down your hand, find the distance to your elbow, get the measurement here. Like, dear God, man, let's just make things as simple as possible. Everyone knows the crowds for a kiss. Keep it simple, blah blah. So like just keep explanation simple. Half your height with shoes on. Boom. Half your height with shoes on. It's only a few words, everyone understands it when you're typing it. Like if someone asks me a question, I get asked a million times a day for height guides and this and that. But if someone contacts me, I can help them then a bit better, and I can direct them to the right stick. I can answer any questions they have. You know, let's see now. Paul says, "Have you ever considered expanding your trade into the manufacture of hurling bats? I think they're called Come On in Gaelic." No, I haven't. I don't think there is a good business model within hurley making. It's a very kind of niche market, and there are already a number of companies in that field that do it pretty well and manufacture. There are actually factories already that do it. It is quite a time-consuming process to make a hurley and to do all of this as well, and the market has plenty of players. I don't think the market size is big enough for a new player. I don't think like a handmade, like if you're doing it as a hobby, it's fine, but I don't think there's a good business model for me within that. But that'd be my honest answer as well. Perfect. Thank you. No problem at all. Steve K says, "Oi." That's good as well. Uh, Brian McGrath says later, Francis as well. So, if you guys have any other questions, I can answer them. If not, I will get going soon as well. I decided to try to answer as many of you guys' questions as possible today rather than just limiting it to an hour. Aaron Jack says, "How often would the farrels last with regular use? And does the finish on the black shillelagh walking sticks need seeing to a lot over time?" Um, Usually there's a metal ferrule sorry, there's a metal washer inside it, and it depends on normal use. But most guys, probably about like 10 months. Maybe about like once a year. Like if they're walking with a lot, but then some guys will just have two or three walking sticks for different occasions, and but yeah, like those rubber farrels, they do last a decent amount of time, and they're okay on modern pavements. But like maybe about a year as well. Pauses. An interesting talk. Thank you as well. Well, I try to give you guys value in these live streams, and like I want to exchange different thoughts and different things, and I'll put a few moral things in there. I'll talk about different things. I'll talk about life, parenting, family values. All the things which are important to me. I'm pretty respectful to most people. It's kind of funny when everyone tries the English Irish banter and stuff like that. I think it's okay to kind of have a bit of joking around and different things too, and to lean into things, but your intention's always kind of polite and stuff. But like, I'm happy to answer any more questions, and I can be as honest and open with you guys it's easier because then 5 years from now I'll be saying the same thing as I'm saying now. That's another thing too, is that if you ever like tell tall tales online, you'll be found out, because the more you put things online, like people remember what you said 5 years ago and 10 years ago, and clip these things as well. So it's all, so you can it's easier just to be as honest, as open as possible. And thank you, great stories and info. And that first memories with the splinters was brilliant. Yeah, that's like my earliest memory. I remember like in the hot press too, and like in the shelf there's always be bits of wood and different things. And I was always told to stay away from the blackthorn, like, when you're a kid and like you're curious and you're like looking through different things and stuff, and you're like, what's going on here? And you want to see, what's going on. And then my grandfather was quite an interesting guy. He was the treasurer for Sinn Féin in, was it the 50s or 60s, and different things as well. And his job was to, you know monitor the numbers of different things that I can't really probably talk about online. So he was kind of like, would count things and would do different things. But I remember the day I found, a gun in in a place in the house, and I got given out to as well about that. But that's a story for another time. That was back in the 80s. But enough time has passed now, so it's fine. And let's see. Thank you. Great stories. Oh yeah, that's fine. Uh, you eat, live, and breathe blackthorn. I actually do. It has become my life, and like everyone, like who doesn't understand, think that I'm sad, or I'm, oh, I'm working too hard and stuff. But I love it. I I get off to all of this, not in a weird way, but like, I mean, I just enjoy like doing something useful for society. I'm not going to lie. Look, I like the status and respect that I get from guys like you that say these positive comments. I do like the positive comments. Look, if someone says, a walking stick which I made has helped them change their life, has got them up when, like, I love the messages I get from guys after operations. And like, I was talking to a guy today, and he got negative results back from his cancer thing. And like, it was just a nice moment to share between two guys. He had been following about my own cancer story, and he was very like, I was waiting to get my CT scan results to see if it was spread and stuff. And like, he was messaging me saying, have you got them yet? And being very supportive. Like, and he didn't have to do that. He was just genuinely like interested, because he was going through something, a bit similar and stuff as well. And when guys are going through things together, like, you don't need, this might be controversial as well. I don't think you need to be going talking to therapists and doing all this. You just need another guy who's going through something similar. You talk through it, or you speak to a guy that's already gone down the road and he's already reached the end, and he just tells you, this is how it is, here's how it ends, and don't worry about it. And like, with me, like, I've kind of felt that that's all I needed at the start when I got my testicular cancer news last Christmas around this time. Oh man, I remember in November last year when I was doing these Christmas orders and Black Friday, and like, not trying to be vulgar, but like your testicle doubles in size every 30 days, and one of my testicles was just huge. It was like, what's going on? And like a year ago to the date, last November, one of my testicles was like huge. And I was like, what is going on? Something's wrong. And I was like, I have 2 more weeks of orders. I'll wait until the 15th, 16th of December to check it out. And like, I remember the weekend of Black Friday like so well. I was in bed. It was like annoying. I was trying to drive the car, and it was like this big, big giant testicle. And it was like, of course, testicular cancer. And I needed to get removed, which was the end of January as well, which was such a journey. But like, at the beginning when I got diagnosed, it all like, what I would have found helpful is someone who had already been through it, just say, you're going to lose your testicle, you're going to recover, you're going to be sore after operation. In 2 months, 3 months, you'll be back to normal. Every now and again, you'll get this weird little sensation or shock down there, and stuff like that. And usually that passes after about 6 months. Um, you'll still be able to perform in the old, in the old, in the old that department. And sometimes you just need someone to speak to you like a human, and just tell you, like, I've been through this, here's what's going to happen, A, B, C, and D. And guess what? You're going to survive. You're going to be fine. 99%. And like, sometimes I feel that that's all a guy really needs. And like, sometimes there's too much talking about your feelings and this and that, and paying to go talk to someone and stuff. Like back in Ireland in the olden days, like what guys used to do is they used to sit in the pub, have a drink, talk about what was going on in their life they weren't happy with. They're going through some treatment, something was wrong with them, ailment, and guys would just talk it out amongst each other, have a few drinks, and that was it. That was it. Like, they wouldn't go talking to everyone on the internet. They wouldn't go home and be, telling, whinging about their problems. They'd go to a few other lads. The older elders would be in the bar. The guys, middle age, would be there. A few young lads, and like they're just having their pints. And some guys would start talking. Sure, this thing happened to me, and one of the old lads, don't worry about that. Sure, I had that sure last year, and it was fine. Then the other guy would be, what? You had that? Well, I don't know what's going to happen. And then the old fella would be like, why are you? I'm fine. Look, I'm drinking beer now. You think it was an issue? And then they go through it. And then the younger lad's like, all right, that older lad has gone through it. He's given me some casual kind of reassurance. And that's kind of all I needed. And, like sometimes, that's all that's needed in life. Just have a conversation. Jesus, man, the orders are coming in fast and furious. I keep getting these alerts. Steve K says, hope you had a great day, brother. I notice your knobs are getting bigger. Is this because customers want bigger knobs? Yeah, you know, the majority people, they want the big knob. Then they get it. Then a month or two later, they come back and said, can they have maybe a one with a smaller knob and lighter stick? And I do have both options. So like, get them hooked. They buy two or three sticks then, and you know, that's it's all good. They do want the bigger, heavier ones, and I kind of say, look, bigger, heavier ones, they look good, they're good, and they're fine for certain occasions. But like, if you're going on long walks and hikes with the bigger, heavier sticks, you're going to feel it after a while. You want something that's lighter and just easier and more nimble. And like, it just depends on your daily use. But like this, they look like that's badass. Like that looks pretty good. It's 900 grams. Like if I'm using this as a walking aid every day for 900 grams. But if you're a giant who's 6'9" or 6'10", you want a stick that's big and long and strong to support that. And like, if you're Andre the Giant, 900 grams is like a toothpick to you. If you're a big guy. Um, but you like, if you're not sure, you just talk to me and I'll guide you into like, I'm just honest with people and say this is what you need to do. Let's see now. David Mills said, you make it look easy. I just joined the stick making trade, but enjoy your easy, so easy on your eye. Yeah, Dave, man, just have fun with it and just find your own style. And like, whenever you're new and you start posting on the groups with other stick makers, like you'll get guys putting you down and elders who are like telling you you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. But like, they shouldn't, because then it discourages you from continuing. That when I started in the stick making trade, like my first 100 sticks were terrible. And I've told this story a few times that I keep in my bedroom like my first stick that I made that was terrible. It was so bad. The finish was bad, the carving was bad, and it was so terrible. And like, I just look at it and then realized, all I needed to do was just make 1,000 sticks, and then you should get better at. The more you do something, you're better. And like, you find too that you know a lot of young guys, they want to cut corners. Tell me all your secrets right now. So it kind of works both ways. So sometimes the elders within a community are very negative to new guys, telling them your sticks are shite, your crap, oh that's green wood, oh that's splitting, that nya, 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 but like sometimes I'll do something like that, but in a more kind of constructive. I look, you should season it for longer, you should do this, you should do that. And but then on the other side, you get sometimes guys that are new in the stick making trade, and like they just message me out of nowhere. I don't know who they are. They've never bought a stick with me before. They're completely new, don't even know their name. And like, hey McCaffrey, tell me what finish you use. How long do you put that on? What you do? Tell me where you get your blackthorn. Okay, can I go to your site and cut some blackthorn for myself? And I'm like, hold your horses, lad. Like, chill out, man. Firstly, I don't know who you are. Like, why would I give you all of this information that I had to earn and go through for years to get, just to like have some random guy call me up? So respect is earned within any community. Okay. So if the young guys are coming in and they respect me as an elder, they interact with my community, They watch some of my videos. They join some of these live streams. They ask me for, like, one guy there asked me earlier, how do you straighten the thicker pieces? You know, and like if I was feeling in the mood, the guy was respectful. The guy who asked me, I knew who he was. So I decided, okay, to show him as well. Let's see. Sinn Féin, you say? Yeah, back in the 50s and 60s, he was the treasurer for the Fermanagh South area, my granddad. Um, I don't agree with a lot of their policies at the moment. Controversial take as well. I think my dad is still a Shinner. I'm not sure. I have quite a full family history. You have. The Irish elections are on, and I read through the manifestos of all the political parties and stuff, and I read through the Sinn Féin one, and I don't know, man. I just, a lot of the policies there, I don't think are good. Like, of course, the one policy that they're quite known for is unification of Ireland. Like, they have the 32 counties, which, of course, I would love to see in my lifetime. Given Irish history and my family background, it's something that I do hope happens someday, and that would be a nice thing. But economic policy, their housing policy, taxing, like, successful guys that have worked all of their life, giving a lot of benefits for people who are not working and stuff. When you're a hardworking man, you kind of get older, you kind of drift away from left wing and you go to the right, because you grow up and you understand, how it is. But I don't mind talking about politics as well. It's fine. I can be friends with anyone. I don't care your political alliance and stuff. I'll be respectful to you. I don't think anyone is an idiot for having a political ideology. I think that they believe in certain policies and are their personal their personal goals and who they are aligned with either left, the either right. It could be how old you are, your life situation. Like, if you're if your life is like this, and if a left wing party comes in, your life is going to be enhanced. If you're at this stage in your life, and if a right wing party comes in, your life is enhanced. And that's how you do. Like, you look at what guys are going to do when they come into power, and if you agree with what they're going to do, you vote for them. If you enjoy your vacation, it isn't a job. It's an enjoyable life. I do enjoy business. I don't know. I enjoy having a bit of success, and it annoys these guys that put me down over the years. So I kind of, there's a bit of a joke or a prankster in me. I kind of like being successful because I know it annoys people too, and I think that that's kind of like, the kind of not one thing as well, that I've had a lot of people put me down over the years constantly, mostly in like a lot of these online communities. And when you're coming up the ranks of being, into the stick game, you kind of have to go through that arena, which is kind of annoying. And there's like, there was Yahoo groups in the day, and oh man, all these elitist guys who, and there's all of this like power struggles and different things as well, like everyone's. Um, I do have a passion. I don't lose excitement to it. I get a rush or thrill knowing when a stick sells. That's, and then sometimes, you get a stick and you have a vision for it and it just doesn't work out, and then you have to go back and try to redo things and stuff. And there's loads of aspects that I enjoy around the business, and it's more to do with the, like, what I enjoy about the business. I think is pretty obvious. Like, it's these type of things where I mix the community. I had a guy in today into my shop who came here from Wisconsin, and he was fantastic. He came in with his wife. He rang me at 11 o'clock, and I was asleep at 11 a.m. I'd been up till 5 a.m. last night, and I was so tired. And I said 5 a.m., 6 hours sleep, 7 hours sleep. So I plan to wake up at 11 or 12, work hard, and then probably work till 4 a.m. again tonight and stuff. And he rang me at 11, and I was like in the deep sleep, and he wanted to meet me. And I was like, look, can you just give me some time? I'll be in. Just give me, like, 40 minutes or an hour. I can't remember what I said. And, he waited in Killorglin for the hour for me to come into the shop. And I felt, oh, he'd come all this way and stuff. So I showed him my workshop, which I don't show to everyone. I gave him a book. I tried to be as nice as and as forthcoming as possible. He bought two shillelaghs. Very respectful guy. And yeah, he's in him and his wife. They had got a holiday to Ireland. He had I think he has two children, and they're quite young. I think 2 years old and 7 years old. And him and his wife got a trip away to Ireland, and it was great. Like, we're at the end of November, and there's still like tourists coming in, so that's actually like amazing. And I do appreciate these people that come, but like sometimes, like, I'm not like, I can't be in my retail store like 8 hours a day. I'm in my workshop. I'm going out cutting blackthorn. I have, a lot of things that I do. If I'm packing, I like to go home because the heating is better in my house. Like, if I'm doing packing for hours and hours in the retail store here, I have to have the heating on, and I don't want to. I want to keep my energy costs down and stuff like that. So I usually, like, my house is a bit warmer, so I like to go there to do all my packaging for 5 or 6 hours. I have my sound system there. I can listen to podcasts. I can watch things on the screen, and different things. And so I'm not always like in my retail store. So, but if someone like messages me, it's fine as well. I'm not Andre, but I'm 183 tall and weigh 18 stone. I don't know if this is sold already, man, but you'd be happy this type of one. I do plenty of big sticks too. It's just they sell quickly. It's just that it's kind of hard to find sticks. As you know, you're 18 stone, 1.8. Like, they don't make walking sticks for you, Roberto. Okay. You are not the average type of guy. Okay. You're burly, you're a big dude, 18 stones, 180. Like, as you get older, you have like you're 183 meters. So you have all of that kind of weight. It puts a bit of pressure on your knees and joints, over the ages. So you just need that kind of stability as well. And like, the thing about being 18 stone is, like, you don't need a stick that's going to take 18 stone weight. You just need a stick that you can hold in your hand and balance with. Like, the idea of a walking aid, okay, is to aid you walking. So if you're a little bit, "Ah, my knees hurt and everything," you just need to take a little bit of pressure off your knees each time. Then when you're walking, you might be a little bit wobbly, and just have that stick, for a bit of stability to help you along the way. That is the purpose of a walking stick. It's not like a medical, like, precision that you need it within this centimeter. Like, it's to help you as your companion. It's an aid. It's to help you when you need it as well. And yeah, and I do sticks for your size, like for your height. 39 inches. 39 inches okay. 40 inches okay. This is 41 in a bit, so it might be a little bit long even for you. But still, you'd be comfortable with this size. And good size as well. 18 stone, you've big hands probably as well. High Vibe says, love your work. Thank you, my friend. I make sticks in Australia. What wood is your wood of choice there? Um, I don't know. Like, I actually don't know about the stick making trade in Australia. I don't know. I know there's a guy in Tasmania before, and he was trying to sell Irish blackthorn shillelaghs and make them in Tasmania and stuff. And like, on the forestry board, they say there's a version of Prunus spinona, which is blackthorn. But like, the pictures he sent me, it looked nothing like Irish blackthorn. It looked completely different. The leaves were different, but like, they were calling it Prunus spinona, which is like the proper name for blackthorn. It's like, we have blackthorn in Tasmania, but like, it looked different. The weight of it was all different. Everything was just off about it and stuff. But that's all. That's the minimum knowledge I have of stick making in Australia. Um, I went to the rabbit hole of looking at stick making in Spain, and stick making in Spain is called, okay. So this is the walking stick, and you have the big knob at the top here as well. But in Spain, what they do is they turn it this way. They have a big kind of knob at the bottom, and then here at the top is kind of like a crook handle. So they have a crook handle here. Then at the bottom, like, not quite a knob, but they have like a big kind of root. So they would take up the root. So in Spain, there's a guy on. I get so many guys from Spain messaging me, but they're all writing in Spanish, and like, I use Google Translate, and like, I can't. Then they want to have big conversations with me, and like, Google Translate is still not to the level yet, but I get a lot of messages from Spain. So like, in Spain, they have like the root of the plant they use as well. I'm not quite sure the name of it because they tell me in Spanish the whole time. I'm trying to translate it. So they put the root there, then they have here, and then they have a crook handle, and it's like really thin. And like, they use it, then they have the big heavy weight at the bottom of the root that kind of holds it in place, and then they kind of do this and plant it, and it's always the crook handle. And like, they have like the bumps, they have a tree with all the kind of like thorns and bumps as well, but it's not blackthorn, it's something else. It's quite interesting to me as well. I found that's good. um okay guys, I've been going for 2 hours. There's 17 more of you guys here. um, if you guys have any more questions, like I will answer them. I'll give you another minute or two. I'll answer any more questions. But like, if you guys have had all your questions for the day, I'll let you go. And let's see now. Um, Roberto Santini says, "You're correct. Plus, they want me to have two more back surgeries, and that's why I find a hiking stick works better for me. And my back goes out with a staff. I can remain upright. Yeah, like there's so many sticks for so many different things, and like people are more active now. There's way more surgeries, and like if you're having back surgeries and different things, like men are putting themselves through so much nowadays. Like if you're a hardworking guy, if you've been sitting in a chair for years, if you're a sports guy that goes out and have been active all your life, you know we're not invincible. Wear and tear and bones and different things, they go, and we need some maintenance. And like you will find the type of stick that is good for your situation. And I try on my website to have hiking sticks, to have these type of sticks. Some guys just want to hold the stick as well. I try my best to have as much variety as possible. And sometimes at this time of year, like there's a big surge and a certain, like, say for example, the hiking sticks with the knob, I get a big request for them at the moment, and I don't have enough of them made, because usually they don't really sell at this time of year. They sell more in the like March time for the St. Patrick's Day parade. Everyone wants to walk with a staff, and then after that, then it's like April time in spring, and everyone's going out hiking and different things, and they're all looking for it. So usually that time of year, and I had plenty up. But yeah, they've all kind of they've all sold. But yeah, that's about right as well. Any more questions, guys? We've been going now for 2 hours and 10 minutes, which is one of my longer live streams as well. And again, guys, I hope you got some value from this. I might even live stream over this weekend a bit more if you enjoy these talks, if you enjoy like the stories. And again, look, I'll be as honest as possible. I'll answer things as best I can. Um, Everything I say here is just my views and opinions. They're not right. They're not correct. There is no correct way to make a stick. There's several varieties of way, and that's what makes it kind of interesting. But anyway, guys, I don't see any more questions coming in, so I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. Thank you so much for joining this live stream. I'll leave this live stream up on my channel, on Facebook and on YouTube, so you can go back and watch it over the whole weekend. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll let you go. All right, bye bye.